I want to hear more. Tell me, tell me about these 5 stories.
Okay, cool. So the 5 stories are, and also before I get into the 5 stories, what the 5 stories is, it's a communications framework. So we've created this framework at Make Us Care called the 5 stories. It's a communications framework for businesses to help them get really clear and consistent about who they are and what they stand for today. So each of these stories has a role to play in the building of a brand. So there's 5. The first story is the empathy story. And what the empathy story is all about, it's all about the customer. We always start with that story because so many businesses that we work with, especially the startups, they've just gone through that space, that zone, that journey of product market fit. And again, haven't been there as well for my own company and other companies. So I've also gone from working in my own startup to other startups to agencies. So I've had that sort of 3-step experience, which I'm very fortunate and happy that I've had because it helps me now. So what the empathy story really does is it really helps businesses pop that product bubble, like pop the product bubble, get out of it, literally get out of it and get into the minds and the hearts of your customers. That's what the empathy story does. What the empathy story does is it shows that these companies, it shows that you're listening. So it shows that your business is listening. It shows that your business is present. It shows that you give a shit about how your customers are feeling, what they've been through or what they're going through, and how you can help them right now.
Can you give us an example of an empathy story for like?
I can, yeah, because I'm just in the middle of writing an article, a blog post. So what I love to do is share in my, because I run a load of workshops. I only ever run one workshop at the moment, but I run them through different communities, and it's called an Introduction to 5 Stories. But what I tend to do in it is I share examples. So yes, I'll be more than happy to. So the one that makes me bawl my eyes out and cry is it's the Macmillan one, and it's called Whatever It Takes. It's a video. Watch it. It literally, oh my god, it makes me well up and cry so much. And this is the thing, a empathy story, a powerful empathy story will trigger not just one emotion, a lot of emotions in people. In the right, if you're talking to the right people, it will make them feel something. So the question is for businesses, what do you want them to feel? Answer that question. So yeah, the Macmillan it's called it's a Macmillan campaign, and it's called Whatever It Takes. And basically it just shows people, lots of different people who are around families who are watching and experiencing their people that they love around them who are battling getting through cancer or who are also dying from cancer. And it literally like got my heart. Like literally an empathy story is all about, cutting to the heart as quickly as possible. Cut to the heart as quickly as possible. That's what an empathy story does. If it doesn't, you ain't got it. So that story, that example is incredible because for me, and I guess anybody else who has experienced someone close to them dying of cancer will absolutely bore their eyes with that video. Like, it was the girl standing at the end for me, and just the way her face was, the way she was crying, the way she was holding herself, the way she was a bit awkward with her hands, like literally just like got me. I could see myself in that story. Not only see myself, I could feel myself in that story. That's the power of an empathy story. It's incredible stuff.
Right, got it.
It really is. Even like talking about it, it just gives me like the goosebumps.
All right, we'll link the blog post to the episode.
Yeah. I'll happy share it. So the second story of the pack out of the 5 stories is the purpose story. So there's lots and lots of information out there on purpose. If you Google it, you can read articles, you can listen to podcasts. There's so much stuff on purpose out there. There isn't really a lot of stuff around getting to the purpose. Like, how do you get to it? The best example that I've come across, which is when I first started learning about building brands and what it really takes and pulling it apart and putting it back together again, was Simon Sinek. He talks about the golden circle, start with why. It's a really good book for anybody that wants to really sort of shift their thinking into, you know, how do I really create a solid, strong, purposeful story in my business? But the purpose is all about why are you here? Why are you here? He talks about it like, why do you exist? The same thing. Why are you here? Why do you exist? Why should anybody care about your business? So there's that one. The third story is the origin story. The origin story is actually a story that is always a lot of startups just, they have it, and actually this is the story that really makes them stand out, I believe anyway. But so many startups don't talk about it. They don't talk about the feeling that they had. The founders don't talk about the feelings they had on day one when they were like, do you know what? Yes, I'm going to do something. I'm going to go and start this business. I'm going to go and do something to make the world a better place or help people live better lives, whatever. They don't do it enough. That drum needs to be banged, man. That really does, because that is the story that can really help startups stand out. So there's that one. And also that story is really great for teasing out values and, you know, what do we care about as a business, and start from there, because when you're really clear about that, you then create really great energy around the business, and that attracts the right investors, the right team, the right customers. So it saves a lot of time. The fourth story is the product story, which is one that everybody has, but not in this way. So it's the product story with the customers at the heart of it. So really thinking about, okay, what is it that we explicitly do? And how does this really help people now that I know the empathy story? But how does it really connect with that? So it's just really getting them on that same page as their customer all the time. And I guess the 5 stories is really great for that. The 5 stories is a practice. It's, you know, building a brand isn't a one-time thing. It's a practice. It's something that you need to obsess over and really embed into your company. Not just you as founders or leaders, as your team as well. Everybody needs to live and breathe it in their own way. The final story is the vision story, and the vision story is all about, you know, where are we going? What are we doing? Like, what are we working towards? What are we fighting for? What do we want people to rally around? That's that story. So that's like the one that gets everyone pumped and standing up and like, yeah, we're in this. We're going somewhere. We're going to make a difference. Are you with us? It's that story. So yeah, those are the 5 stories.